Hello, hello. Welcome to day 1127 of Connecting the Thoughts. Code for today is synchronize your actions with your words. So, synchronize your actions with your words is what we will be talking about today. It is all about how what you say should be in alignment with what you do, because we all have met big talkers who are all yap, 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 yap. However, when it comes to actions, when it comes to results, it's not really there. So tell me, have you ever met someone who's all talk and no action? And are you one of those people? So synchronize your actions with your words is what we're going to be talking about today. Hi, Cindy, is what we're going to be talking about today. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you on the other side of the show reel with this conversation of making actions match with words. See you on the other side. Welcome back, and I'm so happy to hear that, Sydney, because and I'm sure it's going to help you. So thank you so much for listening and taking action, because you said you would, and there you are already. Just you're not just a talker, but you're also someone who's taking action. Thank you for doing that for yourself, because yes, so much. It all connects back. If I were to connect it back to yesterday's conversation about self love, about self respect, and about making time for yourself and doing what works best for you. So, thank you for doing that. And again, today's conversation is on a simple quote, which is synchronize your actions with your words. So, very often we meet people, or very often we ourselves. I mean, there have been times when I've done this too, where I've said something and I've kind of put it out there, but I haven't been able to kind of accomplish it. I haven't been able to put myself in that space where I'm actually going to deliver, or I'm actually going to do what I said. So sometimes when our actions are not in alignment with our words, we then begin to feel like we've betrayed ourselves. That's the underlying message that you might be giving yourself. Or the other, it's not, the problem is never the problem. There's always a reason to the problem, which is what I've discovered as I coach my clients. Now let me take the classic example of losing weight. The classic example of losing weight, where everyone wants to lose weight, and I might be generalizing, but very often when I meet somebody, they're talking about how, with lockdown, with the way lifestyle has been, no, not much of going out and about, people have begun to gain pounds, and everyone's talking about eating healthy, being healthy, having a healthier weight. However, I don't see that shift happening, that shift towards healthier habits of lifestyle, whether it is eating healthy itself, because that's the basic thing that you need to do, whether it is less consumption of anything that is not good for you. And again, um, I'm talking about consumption of things, as in, again, consumption of news that doesn't serve you, consumption of experiences that don't serve you, consumption of toxic relationships, being in toxic relationships that are not serving you, or being of any value to you. So how can you make sure that you give yourself the best things? Because isn't that what it is all about, being healthy, right? So we know all of this, but we don't take action. I love what you're saying, Cindy. Cindy says, I try to hold myself accountable for my words and actions, and absolutely, words mean nothing without action. So if you're saying you want to lose weight, however, you are consuming things that aren't good for your body, If you say you want to lose weight, however, you are not putting yourself in a space where you can do a little bit of exercise or do something, some form of activity that works to get your body moving, get your mind in the right space, head space, to do things that would be worth your shift, create that shift. Hey, Kunin, thank you so much for joining. Well said, important topic indeed. Yes, so, so important. Another coach would understand this. Definitely, it's so super important for you to take the right actions. If you are working towards something that you're saying you want to achieve, you need to also do what needs to get done so that you achieve that. It's like, saying that you want to get from you're sitting at home and you say you want to go someplace, and you haven't done anything about it. You haven't kind of gotten ready for it. You haven't called the Uber for it. You haven't picked up your car keys for it. But you're sitting at home doing nothing and saying, I want to get there. I really, really want to get there. Well, dude, the angels aren't going to come and take you there. You need to get moving. You need to do something, whatever it is, whether it is, as I said, get ready for it, call an Uber, pick up your car keys, start walking, get out the door. Do take that one step to move forward. Some of us find it convenient. It requires willingness. Yes, it requires willingness. And sometimes some of us just kind of sit where we are, and then we kind of blame the world for where we are, and then we say, oh, I'm doing everything under the sun, yet I'm just still sitting here. Well, are you? Are you really doing everything to get to where you want to? Because if you were doing everything, you would have gotten there. People will blame fate. People will blame on so much. People will blame on negativity that others send them. There's so many excuses that I've heard as a coach with clients, with people that I work with. I've heard so many excuses, and that's okay. That's okay, because that's your awareness so far. But if we look deeper, we figure out that actually staying where you are is giving you maybe a sense of self-importance. Where you're feeling like, oh my God, I am the victim. So that's convenient for you to do. And so, which is why you're not taking that first step forward. And I'm sure I'm going to receive a lot of, negativity, or possibly a lot of, it's easy for you to say from people. But no, it isn't. I've been there. I've been there and I've been there. And that is why I'm speaking from experience. Thank you, Dale, for joining us. Good morning. Um, Cindy says, I find taking one step at a time helps me make my goal. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. If you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, then at least get up from that seat, get up and take that first step. um, as I said, call the Uber. When I say call the Uber, I'm talking about get someone who's been there, speak to someone who knows the way, speak to someone who can take you there, speak to someone who might have had their own challenges in that area, and see how they can guide you. So take those steps. Do not just talk about it. Don't be all talk and no show. To show up in life and be the best version of yourself, and present as best as you can. So if you're saying something, then do it to follow through on what you are saying. It seems a little uncomfortable on some days, and yes, I've had days when I've broken down on the videos because it was a tough day for me. I've switched it on and I've just like cried, but I've showed up as best as I could on that day. And you've been with me to walk with me and show me empathy, sympathy, kindness. And you've realized that, yes, I'm human before anything else. So be there for someone who is finding it difficult to take action because they're stuck somewhere. If you know someone who needs some support, tag them in. I'd love to reach out. I'd love to connect and share what I can with them as a coach. Um, that's what I do primarily, apart from doing these daily videos. Cindy says, I sometimes call someone to help me move forward, a friend or someone who can motivate me. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's so lovely to know that you have people like that around you. And sometimes you need to be that friend for yourself. If you're on your own, if you there's no one around, or for whatever reason, if you don't feel like reaching out to someone, if you're afraid of being judged, then be that friend for yourself. Sit with yourself, write down what's going on in your mind, see that, unload and listen to what's going on behind that little conversation that you're having. um, Thank you, Kunan. You have a question for me. Though people know that actions matter, but what exactly stops them? Just wondering. Yeah, so as I was saying some time back, sometimes it's convenient to stay stuck where you are, because if you take action, there's that fear of the unknown, the fear of getting outside of the comfort zone and then being in that space where you're exposed and you don't know really what could be the next step forward. That could be one of the reasons. There could be so many reasons. Now, I'm just going to share with you again, as I was earlier speaking about losing weight. One of the underlying reasons for someone I worked with long time ago, was that because this person had grown to the size that they had, they were receiving attention from people. You know, people were noticing, oh my God, you've put on so much weight. You need to lose weight. And that kind of fed them. That kind of fed their ego. It's ironic that I say it fed them, because it fed their self, that feeling of self-worth, when people were noticing. So it's interesting how it could look like one problem, but an underlying cause could be something altogether else different. So some of us kind of stay where we are because we feel like, oh, if you're a victim, it's a conversation. It's a conversation that you can have, that, oh my God, I'm trying so much, but life doesn't go my way. It's just a victim mentality, and people then begin to associate with that as their identity. So I hope that answers your question, Finan. And I would, again, as I said, if you know someone who needs to hear this conversation, if you know someone who's having trouble taking that very first small step forward, please, please, please tag them on this conversation. And I would love to offer them a free possibilities call. I call it a possibilities call. My coaching calls are called possibilities call. I would love to offer them a free possibilities call, and let's see where that takes us. So thank you for connecting with me on the conversation today. I am, I am accountable. I am accountable in comments. If this has been of value to you, thank you, Kunan, for tagging your friend. I am accountable in comments. If this has been of value to you, I am accountable to what I just said. I am happy to offer anybody a free possibilities call if anyone would like to be coached on how they can take that first step forward. And thank you, Cindy. If this has been of value to you, please type in I am accountable in comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Tag a friend who needs to receive this message. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you. And thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so, so much. Thanks.